Yes, sir. We live. We lit, man. BMore4Real, man. Let's go. Another Wednesday, man.
Wednesday already.
You already know what it is. We're going to give a couple people a little bit more stream and things like that.
Y'all get on there. We're late. Because you know we late.
Yeah.
Listen, we're waiting for you to BMore4Real. Thanks for joining us tonight. Another Wednesday, y'all.
Yes, sir. Let's go. We up, man. We ain't prepared. Up for that, man. 2024 is a big year.
Yeah.
So let's go.
And
let's go. Let's clap it up, man. BMore4Real, man. BMore4Real.
Thanks again for joining us. Uncle Wayne.
I'm OMG Danny, and that is Uncle Wayne from Mayor, man. We appreciate every single viewer. We appreciate all the streams. We appreciate all the likes, all the subscribers. We appreciate everybody. We're doing things major within the community, around the community, and in the community. As always, make sure y'all tap that like. Make sure y'all tap that subscribe. Make sure y'all share.
Subscribe, y'all, but remember, we got to give our own seconds a minute for those who can't be with us and not with us tonight.
Let's get a moment of silence. And we back again for another episode, man. This is like
one more night. These Wednesdays pop up pretty quick, don't they? It's like, bam, Wednesday again.
They do, man.
Bam.
This is
and they call it hump
20.
day. You know, our podcast on hump day. That's that day where, you know what I mean, where you got through that week and you can't wait for the weekend and you right there. It's that hump day. And then here we come.
Yup. Hey, this is that type of podcast that gets you through the week, man.
Let's be more for real,
man. Let's give a round of applause for that, man. This that type of podcast. It really is. We on that type of time.
And we're real. Remember that. We are BMore4Real. We've been for real ever since we started this. One thing about us, we bring up things that you may not like, but we are straight to the point.
Right.
So remember, Uncle Wayne for BMore4Real, and let's get into our topics.
Let's get into our topics.
Which is real simple.
It's just
tonight.
Real simple, man. Uncle Wayne.
Simple tonight.
Uncle Wayne for mayor, man. Uncle Wayne
speaks for itself.
Mayor. And seriously, man, this is something big. It's something unprecedented because we have a lot of people faking that's trying to go into office, right? But then when we have somebody that's relatable down to the community, what do we have? What kind of support do we have for them? And I'm gonna be the first to tell you, Uncle Wayne, you got my full-fledged support. You already know
what I need.
You got my full-fledged support. And we're gonna give a round of applause for that real quick.
It's full support. And let me tell you this. That's the reason why I'm doing this. For you all.
Right.
Because it's like we dropped the ball. Men my ages, I'm 60. That's why I decided to run for mayor. No offense, Brandon Scott. We send a boy to do a man's job and you see the results.
Ooh.
Not offensively, I'm talking about your job performance, not you as a man. That I don't know. But that job performance,
shoo, man.
Smelling up the city.
Right.
Talking about the trash, you know what I mean? It is. So let me bring this to some sense of mind here. We're gonna get these this response in. Well, let's bring this a sense of mind. Listen, we've got to do different in Baltimore. Things have got to change. We can't continue to live this way. We just can't. No way we are. And listen, the whole city is angry. That's why before I got up here today, I told you, when God wants you to see what's in your face, me being a mayor of the city, I just can't run through the city and then want to run for mayor. I'm inside, so I see the issues. Even up here, people are so angry and evil, and it's check day. It's a check day in Baltimore. You see a little difference. Everybody is at each other's throat because people got a little money and they swear people owe them for money. So they've been riding their shirt tail all month. So now they got a little money acting funny. You hear all the way up here. This is Baltimore, though. These are the things that we have to deal with. We can talk about them, but we also have solutions. So remember, I'm Uncle Wayne running for mayor, but not only I talk about it, I'm going to be about it. So remember, Baltimore, it's our time.
And it's our turn.
You know what I
mean? BMore4Real. We is in here, man. This is a lit show, man. You already know.
Absolutely.
We actually have a special guest.
Dude, we have a special guest for you.
We got a special guest.
Special guest
through,
for you.
Man. Special guest. House of Gas, man, coming to you by my man Trav, man.
And we bringing this situation on because it's been brought to our attention that marijuana in Baltimore has taken a whole life of its own. So before we get into it and don't know what we're talking about, we're going to bring someone who's doing it and going to upgrade us and give us some education before we start running our mouth with something we don't know about. So welcome to BMore4Real.
My brother Trav, man, let's go.
Welcome to BMore4Real.
How y'all feeling
BMore4Real, man.
Come on, and tell us a little about you.
Come on, get comfortable, grab your headphones, man. Grab your headphones. Excuse me, it's all good. Don't worry about that, man. You'll hold it up, man. Don't worry about it. But
you get his product up there. You see,
yeah,
this is
it's
his
up
product.
there, man. It's up there, and they'll see a lot of it as well too.
The product.
First of all, this is Trav. He's business owner in the city region. He's up and coming. We want to get you things up and early before things actually happen. You know, this is BMore4Real. A lot of controversial things happen around, the marijuana industry, but Trav is here to set you straight, and that's what we got our boy on the podcast.
So listen.
Let's go. Let's listen to what he got to say. This is House of Gas.
So listen.
Featuring Trav. Let's go give him a round of applause, man. House of Gas. Let's go.
So listen.
How you feeling, big brother Trav?
Pretty good. It's a nice day today, Nice hump day.
Right.
Nice day for a podcast.
Right.
So tell us a little about, once again, like I said, we had to bring you on because, first of all, we was fascinated with some of the events that you showed up at, some of the venues we do. So tell us a little about this whole skiloo here.
So how many times have you bought some weed from somebody and they said, I promise, this is the best gas you done ever had?
Yeah. Every other corner in Baltimore.
Right?
Yeah, all the time.
We really stand on that.
Right.
So that's really what this is all about. I got tired of hearing, I got the best gas. So we got it's more than me. I'm just the face of this, but we got a team of growers that take care of all that. And we really produce the best fire that you can produce. For the best price, we're gonna beat the dispensary on quality, on prices, on everything. We got merch. We're trying to open up a smoke shop in 2024. Selling exotic snacks from all around the world. All your smoke needs, your papers, no blunts. We don't fuck with all that. That's not right.
Right.
Really
What's
just trying
the
to bring the best.
Let me ask you something, not to cut you off. What is the difference between you and a dispensary? You say a smoke, what do you call it? A smoke shop?
Smoke shop.
Right. Isn't that similar to a dispensary? What is the difference between the two?
But I feel like, the dispensary, that's corporate, man. That's all corporate shit. So with us opening up our own thing, I feel like, for one, our flower's cleaner. The dispensaries, they spraying chemicals on their flower just so it grows quicker. And I've had so many people tell me their dispensary flower just ain't right.
I've heard that a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking maybe they got so used to the street weed that the dispensaries can't help. So actually, it's true.
But I don't ever hear it. It's too strong for me. I hear it just make me feel weird. The chemical, they rushing the grow process. You know what I mean? They doing it for the paper.
Like everything
else.
Exactly.
You know what else we're going to mention as well,
else.
too? This is for 21 and over. For those that don't know, this is 21 and over. And from my understanding as well, too, right? Your shop is not open yet. So right now it's just merch. And like, how does that work?
So,
I don't even know.
Since we legally can't sell flour to the public. The way we operate it is whenever you spend $50 worth of merchandise or you buy snacks or whatever, smoke exotic, whatever you buy, we'll throw you a little sample just so you're prepared when we do open up the smoke shop and everything's all legalized, that you know what we're going to have, and you're going to know it's better than the dispensary and cheaper than the dispensary every time.
By the way, House of Gas is in the link in the description below or above, however it is on your phone. You know what I'm saying? Go follow him. You can see a little bit of what it's like. His following, his pages is up here. Make sure y'all go follow him. I mean, it's best to jump on things and be on top of things before it happens than to be and catch it on the back end, and you got to go through all the trouble that everybody else
know what you're doing, and actually know what you're doing,
and actually know what you're doing. And actually know what you're doing, and doing it, the legal way as well too.
Let me tell you something too.
Let's mention that as well.
Because I'm bringing this in like I'm running for mayor. Say, oh, you running for mayor? You up here with the marijuana?
Waiting for mayor, man. Waiting for mayor.
Absolutely, I love that. But we gotta speak the truth. First of all, we used to tell this lie as we do always. First of all, we lie. First of all, we lie to the kids. Oh, it's a Santa Claus. You better be good because it's a Santa Claus. Then you have to get out the lie that you told the kid because they get older, found out that you lied, looked them in their faces, told them it was a Santa Claus. It wasn't. Then you tell them, oh, drugs are bad. So when they first do, alcohol, that's what you say. Oh, don't drink alcohol. It's bad for you. And then when they taste alcohol and they like the feeling of it, they were like, here we go again. So parents lied again. Then they said, don't do drugs. Drugs are bad. So everyone is doing drugs. They don't seem to be bad. So they don't tell the truth behind it. Now watch this. A sip of water is good and refreshing. Too much water will drown you. That's the same thing with anything else. Weed smoking, when you had one of them days, smoke a blunt and chill, absolutely. Smoking every day, all day, it's going to mess you up.
Man, let's be real. How many of you niggas had a man that openly talk about smoking weed? How many actually do this? Let's give them a round of applause for that, man. Seriously.
It's all about, because you need to be taught this time around. You need to be taught this time around. When you are taught better, you do better. That preaching has worn out. We had enough of that. It's time for you to be taught to do better. We all have to do better, all of us. Accountability has to be started with you. And if you do and move on, you can make a difference. Stop pointing your fingers and thinking everybody else has done something to you. Maybe they have, but you've done some things to people too. So we're going to get through this together. So our problem is to stop pointing the finger and get this done right. That's why we got him on here, because this is called education. You have to learn more. Stop listening to what somebody say and get it from the horse's mouth. That's why I'm bringing him up here. So we could do things right, legally, and enjoy life. That's it. So tell us more about the product, sir. We ain't gonna let you go that easy. You know what I mean?
What you want to know?
Not to mention, we love the color of this, the concept with it itself. I had to give you that. The concept with it itself. Let's give him a round of applause for that.
Let's go ahead and give him a round of applause. All right. So the first thing I noticed too, though, was the purple and black. It complements the Ravens.
Yeah.
It's like BMore through and through. You know what I'm saying? You got the hat, you got the merch. It's absolutely fantastic. And then the bags, the magic with the purple, you know what I'm saying? It sets it off. It's exquisite. So I mean, like, how did you even come up with the concept of the business? Are you the owner of the business? Are you an ambassador? Like, how does that work?
Can we get a piece of the pie?
I am one of the owners. It's three of us. It's my guy Chad and my guy Austin. Shout out to them.
Shout out to Chad and Austin.
They're the ones that keep
Give
it moving.
you your credit.
Shout out to Trav and Austin.
They're the ones that handle the flower department. Really, so we sat down one day and just was trying to come up with some sort of name, and we already knew we had the best gas. So something hit us with the House of Gas thing, and I don't know what it was, man. I guess just smoking and really sitting there. Honestly, if you want to know the truth. And
smoking can get you that way, though. It really can.
It really can, man. It really can, man.
And that's why we came up with the little treehouse logo. Just like being a kid and having having like a little spot to smoke. So something just made me think of like having a tree house, and it's got the little bando crossing tape across the front door. So it's like a ghetto tree house with smoke coming out. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know, but it fits. It fits and it works. It fits and it works.
And it works. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And uniqueness is where we're going.
Exactly.
BMore4Real has been the home thing. You have to be yourself. See, this is when God get upset, when you try to be like somebody else. Listen, you got to model a person's behavior, but you cannot be like someone else.
Exactly,
See the difference between the two? There are no two. There are
You
no
got to
copies.
be you.
You have to be you. And then you'll find out that your uniqueness is the best thing ever. It's your power.
Exactly.
Because you are not like anyone else. That's the beauty of it.
The beauty of everything that's going on right now is that we are able to talk about the subjects and things that the people don't talk about. Let's be more for real. This is what this podcast is about. Be more for real. All the weed smoke. Everybody that be trying to act like they don't smoke weed or against weed. Everybody that hate weed or whatever. Look, this is the show for you. Comment.
You know
let us know what you think.
Because they ain't never smoked.
Let us know what you think. For real. Be more for real. And look, this is the whole thing. For a lot of times, and you know, it's no offense against you. I shouldn't have to say that because you already know it's no malice. You on the show, but for a lot of years, you know what I'm saying. Black men have been incarcerated for like weed and stuff like that.
100%.
So like
that's next. That's what I'm about to go into next. Absolutely.
And it's not even just black men, but white men too. Yeah. Like men have been persecuted for smoking weed, selling weed, and actually have charges that actually affect their records right now.
Can't work because of it.
So I mean, like, what's your stance on that as far as it goes?
Fuck the police. That's how I really think about it. But I mean, I think it's really fucked up because realistically, it's the government just trying to put money on it. And I mean, it's not. I don't see any harm in it. Ain't no overdoses from it. In fact, I don't think anybody's ever really gotten in an accident because they was too stoned. I think they might be driving too slow and too cautious. I never really seen any harm come out of it. Never really heard of any harm come out of it. Never really heard any court cases of somebody been too high or too under the influence of some marijuana and they did a mass shooting or something like that. In fact, I think if you smoke, I think that might help your mental issues a little bit more. I think that's even one of the things that does help.
It's true.
I mean, people need to look into it, man, because it can help you a lot. And it's not just this strain does this and this strain does that.
But they're looking at it now.
It's really deeper than that, man.
So the whole thing about marijuana, right? It's been a stigma, kind of like pit bulls to me. You know what I'm saying? People
it's
say
exactly like that.
Like that whole concept.
It's bad until they know what it's really like.
Right. And so the thing,
I like that concept.
It's really
makes sense.
I just actually read an article today as well where the UK has, and UK and Wales actually has banned the sale and the ownership of XL bullies and things like that. And it was real near and dear to me. You understand what I'm saying? Because it reminds me of stuff like weed and stuff like that. So when you look at the government, when you look at how they do things, most of the government, or at least half of the government's economy, come from pharmaceuticals, which means drugs. So they're giving drugs to the public, and most of the American public use drugs, but then they have this stigma against drugs. We have to kind of like make the line a lot more clearer, because it seems like the drugs that the government allows is fine, but the drugs that's on the street is not fine. But
because the drugs that they're allowing are addictive, and then you got to go to these programs that they're paying for. It's all funded by them. Everything is through them. So you get your drugs from them, and then when you're trying to get off the drugs, you go to the programs.
Right.
You paying them. So everything, you paying them for everything. But the weed, you ain't paying nothing but to go to the dispensary and go home. Because the only place you spending money is the grocery store.
Why do you think it took so long to legalize it though? Because weed is legal in Maryland.
And where was it legal first?
And
California.
Let's make this
My man Arnold. Shout out to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, 21 and over. Let's make this known. 21 and over.
21 and over.
Everybody got to be 21 and over. But as I was asking you,
21
What do you
for
think
over
took
to
them so
smoke
long
with
to make
marijuana?
weed legal and stuff like
You
that?
actually
Finding
had
a
to
way to fund it.
Hold on.
Finding a way to make money off
that they can
of
tax it.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
I think
Hold on
they
for a
had a problem
second.
growing it.
No interruption here. Now, I've got to hear this out. You mean to tell me the law is you had to be 21 to smoke marijuana?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yep.
This is why
To
I'm
buy
telling
it, to
you,
smoke it,
they still
everything.
can't get it right.
Right.
Even with this marijuana, they still can't get it right. These people who make these laws are so antiquated. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I hear it now, all the responsibilities, haven't we learned how intelligent our children are by now? And they're so intelligent to another level. So by the time 21, they done had a whole life and then some.
They done experienced it all.
You're going to tell me you're going to wait till 21 to drink and to have a
Right,
by then.
Right. And what in other countries is what 16, 18 to drink some alcohol.
My whole
behind time.
My whole issue is this, though. My whole issue with that is
Talk
this.
to me. You have children,
look, even now, because when I was younger,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, the law said you had to be 18 in order to smoke cigarettes, at least to buy tobacco and tobacco products.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's at 21 years old. Now, this is my discrepancy with the government and everything.
Let's
make it make sense, because a person that's 18 years old, you mean to tell me that this young person can't buy cigarettes, but he can go to an adult jail full of people that can buy cigarettes and old enough to buy liquor?
Mm-hmm.
We got to do something about that.
Let's talk about it.
Let them shoot somebody. Let them shoot somebody. 14.
That's ridiculous.
Because that's something I've always had a problem with.
Murder at 14.
100%.
Let them pull a trigger at 14. As soon as they're going to say, we're going to charge him as an adult. You quickly want to make him an adult then. But before, they can't do nothing. You can't smoke, can't do this, but shoot someone or do something that stepped on their toes. They're going to make that age go up then. We're going to make you an adult then. You able to do everything you want.
Check this out. At 18,
insane.
At 18, you can legally watch corn, the word that rhymes with corn. You know what I'm saying?
You can't say it right. Some of the words.
I don't want to. At 18, you can legally be a part of and watch corn, but at the same time, at 18, you can't buy liquor, you can't buy cigarettes, you can't purchase certain firearms. Like, this is confusing right now. You can enlist in the army, like you can literally be a part of protecting this country, but you can't have a freaking sip of alcohol. You can't have a freaking sip of alcohol. Come on, man.
Now, once again, that's why I told you I'm running for mayor.
Come on, man.
I'm running for mayor so you all can get in them seats and make some changes. See what I mean? Y'all got to make some changes. Y'all know these rules and regulations, policies and procedures don't make sense. They don't. They antiquated. That's why I said it's time for a change. But it start locally. Get yourself together here and watch we make the change. We got to make those changes. We got to stop letting these old folks make these laws that's destroying the younger ones earlier. Don't have the right to. First of all, if you think about this truly, we don't have the right to run children's lives anyway. How do we have the right to write the whole book to tell them how to live? That's so crazy. Exactly. We got the whole book saying you got to do this.
Well, I kind of hold up.
Now, what is this? Hold up. Are we successful?
No, I kind of disagree with that. Before you get too far, I kind of disagree with that.
Tell me.
Because children do not know the way as a youth. So our job is to facilitate that growth, because we already been through these life experiences that they haven't been afforded to.
But you failed at it.
So especially
if you was a success,
I'm just saying, especially as a parent.
Remember the children arguing at you. They're arguing because they're saying, yeah, you've been through it, but are you a success? So if you're not a success at it, why you want me to do what you've done?
My problem was started like children arguing to begin with. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if children are arguing with the parents to begin with, what is the problem? What is the situation there? A lot of times the parents might not be teaching them the right things and showing them the right thing. But then you have to realize that we were all kids and teenagers as well too. You know what I'm saying? And that we were defined. Our children have our parents have actually afforded us opportunities. You know what I'm saying? That's not the case for every child.
Right.
But for a child like me and myself, I can speak for that. You know what I'm saying? My parents were a great example. But you know what I'm saying? It was just a matter of listening to them is what went wrong for me. You know what I'm saying? Because they were solid examples. It was just a matter of listening to them.
Exactly. I think that's all about
problems. But parents don't listen to children either. That's where the problem is at. Children don't listen to parents, and parents don't listen to children. That's where it is. It's like you don't own your children. That's what you need to understand.
A lot of parents act like they do.
They do. This is you do what I say.
It's a control thing.
It's right, because they want to be in control and realize God wants you to be the guidance of them.
That's what it is.
Not to control them. 100%. Your children belong to God just like you do. Well, so that's where you need to get your guidance from.
I agree and I disagree to a certain extent. Yeah. Parents should control their children's whereabouts in every aspect of their life, as long as they are children.
That part I agree on.
But the only thing is,
because
like I said, I remember when I was a child, my parents they were model citizens. Mm-hmm. Like for real, the stories I hear about people's parents and all that stuff, right? The stories I hear about them, I didn't have to experience that, so that's something different from me. Right. The only thing for me is that I didn't listen to them. You understand what I'm saying? And that created problems for me.
Right, of course.
Because I felt like they were too
controlled. We were all rebels, though.
And then at the end of the day, the point I was trying to make is that kids going to do what they want to do. You can think that you're going to control them, but at the end of the day, they outside of our control more than they are inside of our control.
That's why.
Because we go to work and we do all this stuff, and they in school and they dealing with life and everything else more than they deal with their parents. Even if their parents did live in the household, which my parents did. And but
that was another thing.
They were still working though.
I'm gonna tell you how it goes wrong again. When you have parents that say, "Listen, I can't take care of my children. I have to go to work. I have to support them. I have to go to work." Remember the decision that you made.
Yeah, right.
You chose work over your children. You said it. I gotta work. I can't take. So when your family is all out of control and your children have warped up into something, that's a decision you made. Yes.
You already know why.
So you know what comes to good, comes to bad on the decisions that you make.
Right.
And that's when I try to tell children don't need a lot of finances. They need a lot of attention.
Well, for me,
that's what they need. A lot
for me,
of
and
attention.
We're gonna get to you. We're gonna get to you as well. We're gonna see.
But you part of BMore.
It'd be interesting. So for me, I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm gonna get to you and see. I would see what you think, right? So for me, kids need to see structure. Kids need to see order, or else there will be no way to fall in line.
I agree with that.
Let's look at this: the family dynamic, or whatever, or how it happens in the household. And you got two people in the house button for, what do you call that? When people in a relationship don't know who is dominant, a power struggle. When people in a relationship don't know who's dominant, it's a power struggle, right? So when you living in a household that's going through a power struggle, like who is to make who's to lead this? Who's to say what and say and do? You know what I'm saying? It's like there is no structure, there's no order, and then they look at that and what can they receive from that? You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, children need structure. And at the end of the day, we all answer to somebody. At least we answer to the judges and the police. And if you don't answer to the judges and the police, you're going to answer to the goddamn jail system and the grave.
We need to answer.
So, I mean, that's just what it is.
Not no police. No, police don't run no things. Or they are law enforcers.
They do.
They're enforcing laws.
But they
don't make the law.
You
get what I'm saying?
They don't make the law.
They are law enforcers.
But they make charges.
They make up charges too.
Yes.
So that's what I meant to say.
That's not hey, look, hold on. Let me get a round of applause for that, man. Let me get a round of applause for that. They
are law enforcers. That's what the thing. Authority should start in your home. You should, if you follow God's law, your family should run that
law. All fall in line.
First of all, if you're a man in your household and you're not the head of your household, you need to check yourself. You do. I'm telling you, if you're not the head of your household, you need to check yourself. Straight off the bat, because God made us head of the household, like it or not. You understand? But we're the head of the household. That's why responsibilities fall on the man. If we take care of home, home will take care of itself. Get what I'm saying?
Right.
The children will understand what's going on. Wife, you understand. Women follow us if we had somewhere we were leading them to. They don't want to follow us now because look at the situation we in. Anything, they'll tell you, look, I'm grabbing the kids and you go over that mountain by yourself. You understand?
Right.
They don't one day. So that's why I said, but if you do have one of them who left the kids and hooked up with you, that's not a queen. Okay, the queen is going to say when things are all said and done, if you're not pulling the weight, I'm going to take the children and roll out. I got to survive. You understand? But when you get one of them women that say, listen, I'll deal with you, give up on the kids and all that for you, she is not worthy. Do you understand what I'm saying? You need a challenge, brother. You need a queen who challenge you because she wants you to be a king.
Hold on.
Remember that.
Hold on. Let's listen to what Brother Trav had to say. We said a lot. We said a lot about everything. Let's listen to what you have to say about a lot of things.
What you want to know? What you want to hear about?
Well, based on this conversation, we started off talking about how weed and drugs and all of that stuff controlled by the government. Then we started talking about children and being controlled by their parents and how they're exposed to things of that nature and stuff like that. So what do you think about the whole construct of the situation? How have you been raised and what are your views on how to be raised and things like that regarding
it's
everything?
Social media raising kids nowadays, man. It really is. I mean, when I was a kid, I was outside.
Where's that applause,
I was outside, yeah, man.
Wait, say it one more time. That's exactly what it is. Social media, exactly, and that's exactly why the situation is where it is.
I mean, what's every kid doing nowadays? Sitting on their phone, ain't nobody on their bike.
And who put them on there? Who put them on there? The parents. I already told you they put them on there.
The parents bought the phone for them.
Stuffing food in their mouth and putting the phone and tablets in their face so they could get out of their face to stop worrying.
And the video games and all that, man.
And then when they all into it, because see, kids are very intelligent. We say this all the time. They're very intelligent.
Yes, they are.
So when we putting all that food and the tablets all in their mouth, that's what happened. So listen. So we don't mix the kids and marijuana up so we can separate the difference. We gonna move on to the adult side. And listen, responsible smoking, no matter what you do, be responsible. Before our guests leave today, fill us in a little bit more on who you are, what are you about, and this product, sir.
Okay, so if y'all want to find out more about us, you can follow us on Instagram at House of Gas 410. So we got a little link you can follow. It'll show you all of our. It's like a really a menu before we open up a shop, but we're gonna have the exotic snacks popping in within the next 7 to 10 days. All from all around the world: Korea, China, Mexico, everywhere, bro. Skittles you ain't never seen, chips you ain't never seen, everything, drinks you ain't never seen, and it's all gonna be cheaper than every other store in the city. So, we got that coming. We're going to have your papers, every paper you need, different types of grinders, different everything. We're going to be a mobile smoke shop. So we got multiple drivers, and we still going to supply the best flowers. So, you can get with us.
What do you mean the mobile drivers? Now, get that out.
We got multiple drivers that'll come deliver some merch for you. Yeah, man, we got a big team, bro. We got a big team, and it's only going to get bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they want some additional information, how can they reach you again?
House of Gas 410 on Instagram.
House of Gas 410
or you can
Instagram.
click that link that's in the description, and it'll give you everything: our email, our Telegram, our Instagram.
That's
everything.
what I was going to say. That the link is right here,
Yes,
next to us. You can see the link is right next to us.
BMore4Real.
So, you know what I'm saying? Whichever direction is on this one, I don't know, however y'all see it, but look, the link is over there somewhere. You feel me? It's
or you hear it too. For all who just listening.
The link is here, there, everywhere. But the thing is, the key is to get in while the getting is good. You know what I'm saying?
Get in while it's hot.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a pre-order. If you got to get it at their drop, you know what I'm saying, the chances of the availability go down and it gets slim.
And y'all gonna see these everywhere. This house logo, man. This us, House of Gas. These bags gonna be everywhere. They make bootleg cookie bags and runch bags, but these are the official joints right here. So be on the lookout.
BMore4Real. Thanks for
Official tissue
joining us,
like a
House of
referee
Gas.
with
Yes,
a
indeed.
whistle.
Thank you.
Let's go, brother Chad, man, brother Chad. But you know, I mean, I know we were talking for a minute, but you know what I'm saying? It's the thing that I wanted to get across was how do we bridge the gap between how people see, you know, marijuana versus how the government presents it to us? Because now let me tell you how it's two different things. Is because, you know, like when the government saying you using medicinal marijuana is cool, but then when you say that somebody actually has a business, right, and somebody is actually doing business and doing it the legal way, because it's actually legal in the state of Maryland, which we in the state of Maryland, we in the city of Baltimore. By the way, if you ain't know, BMore4Real, check the title. It's legal, but how do we bridge the gap between that? It's just like so much. And then with Uncle Wayne campaign, you know what I'm saying? We got to talk about so much about surrounding the weed, the campaign. It's just so much stuff to talk about.
It's just educating themselves, man. You got to educate yourself and really know that it's really not bad, you know? I mean, there's so many people that they smoke and people don't really know what it does. They think they just smoke just to smoke, or they just smoke just to get high. There's people out here that actually smoke for back pains, or smoke because it helps them to eat or sleep. There's people that really use it like a medication, and it's not gonna have you get no withdrawals, like no perks or nothing like that. And there's so many people addicted to pain pills and this and that. Man, them doctors would just prescribe you some bud for your broken arm or something like that. Man, it saved a lot of people. There's so many homeless people out there because they broke their arm and they became pill addicts or something, and now they lost their whole lives because of some simple stuff. But if they were smoking instead of on something addictive, they'd probably be doing something better in life. So
let's give a round of applause for that, man. Now I got another question. We're gonna give a round of applause for that. Look, you got this jar sitting here on the table, and I wanted to know more, even just about the jar and everything that it was in, like. It's like a magnifying glass.
So we got these. I actually sell these. This is just a piece of what I sell. It comes with like an attachment type of thing and a grinder on the bottom, and it's got a little light on it. It'll pretty much show you everything special about the bud. And
can I see it?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this looks nice, and I don't know if the viewers can see it. They got like a magnifying glass or something like that in there, so you can see on a microscopic level like how it is. It's just like fascinating to me.
Can we show it to the viewers?
I ain't even seen it like that. I don't know if they can see it or not.
Is it possible?
Let me see.
How close can you get?
Oh, you know, I dropped it.
That's all right. No, we don't
for
production.
Look, let me see.
No,
let me see if I can put it up so the viewers.
We're going to cancel on that one. Cancel on that one.
Let me see.
Sir, we got to finish this one now.
Just real quick.
I can see. Nah, you gotta bring it in some.
It's all right.
Yeah, you could bring it all the way in, bro.
Yeah.
It's just so fascinating. It's so neat. I've never seen nothing.
Pull them up online and you can get all that close.
You can see the close-up videos if you get with the link and whatnot.
Invite the ride through, or invite him to your event or
we do events as well. We do events.
Yep, he pops up. He has events.
And you ain't even gotta pay us, man. I'm gonna keep
the difference.
The link is in the description.
For the next 6 months, we doing all events free. You only gotta pay.
Tell me a little about how you do it.
Send me the location. So I just pop up with a table set up and bring the best merchandise. You know, the blunts, the papers, the whatever you need me to bring. I'm gonna have it there, and you're gonna love it. Straight up. You know. Like I said, the next 6 months, I'm going to actually do it until July. So if you get with me, House of Gas 410 on Instagram, I'll do any of your events for free. Just let me know when it is. And as long as I got time for it, I'm going to be there. Just like that.
Look at that. Getting it right. Isn't it nice to have, you know what I mean, the marijuana game right for a change? It's nice to have it at your event and everything is legal and feeling good about it. You don't have to worry about lights over about you, breaking no law, anybody on you. Doing it right for a change. Give you that good feeling. You know what I mean? That good feeling. And look, get the good feeling and the good feeling of doing it right. All a good feeling.
And we're only at places where it's legal. That's it.
All the way around. So listen, thanks again. We're going to continue, me and Daniel. Thanks, House of Gas, for coming through. Once
again, a round of applause, man.
One great applause.
Appreciate you, man.
Pleasure's been all mine.
Appreciate you, man. We gotta do some musical chairs real quick. That ain't gonna take too long.
Thank you for small production, y'all. I appreciate it. There we go.
It's not gonna take too long. All right. So now, I was telling you about the kids though, and as far as like your mayor campaign,
our mayoral campaign, sir.
Yes.
Our mayoral.
Yes, I'm glad you included me in there, but you the big dog in the competition, and I'm like, all right, how can we actually give the people exactly who you are without trying to, fake the funk? Because we had a lot of other mayors, right? They came to office, they tried to fake the funk, I guess, you know what I'm saying? And then they caught up in some scandals. They try to say, Baltimore is one of the worst cities for the politics, but how does that fit in your campaign?
And they do it right because a lot of times they're correct. Look at our politicians. Look what we have. Come on, look at the city. It speaks for itself. It's like if you go to those mega churches, the politicians are ran like them. It's popularity. They sit up there with the high and mighty as if they better, but they're not productive. Do you know what I'm saying? They're not effective. Look at the results of their job performance. That's when you see the difference. Who cares of shaking each other's hand and smiling, taking photographs, make it seem like it's okay when things are so wrong? Who cares when you pick and choose your favorite people for the 501c3s in Baltimore? You pick your favorite people instead of the ones who productive and effective, the ones going to really make the change. But the politicians don't latch up to people who are productive. They latch up to people who are popular, who are going to get them elected again. That has got to stop. This city is suffering. And you ready for this? This is another thing. Look at almost every single department that the city runs here. Those people, you go in there, look around and see if their job performance is up to par. They don't work. You see them talking about what happened the night before on the cell phone, smoke breaks, everything. And you see the office crowded. Then they got attitudes when you ask them to work. These things have to change. Let me explain why Baltimore is so tore up. Because the employees that they have are the same way. So if the management tore up, the employees tore up, and the mayor tore up, that's why the city looks like this. So when Uncle Wayne get in there, we bring in a whole nother team in there, a team that's going to make things work that we've already been doing anyway. Look at some of these 501c3s that's out here now. They are working their butts off. They do. They are making a difference. But they can't get $1 from the city. And trying to get a email or any attention with this mayor, it's not going to work. So it is time for us to make the change ourselves. We can't no longer wait for them. We can do it ourselves. But listen, together we stand. It's time for a change for real, BMore. So on the 19th, officially, my campaign kicks off on the 19th of November. That's when you'll hear the whole assignment for Baltimore City, the complete plan. So on the 19th of November, look out for that invitation. Most of y'all to hit that phone ring and to get there, and then we'll kick it off. So our official campaign kick off on the 19th of November. Sorry, sir, we on production better? All right, much better. So remember, the official campaign kicks off on the 19th of November. That's when all the questions that you have to ask, like, what in the world you running for mayor? And then you'll hear the complete assignment for the city itself. Remember, the campaign kicks off officially November the 19th. Do you understand? November the 19th?
November the 19th.
November the 19th.
The campaign officially pops off. And a lot of people wonder too, right? A lot of people wonder why and how, we get things done. And one thing that I had a conversation with you about is that, you know what I'm saying, you didn't want to do it their way. We would be in control of our own media and our own presence, and that's why we have like the production that we have. We're doing everything, you know what I'm saying, by ourselves until the people get involved and let us, you know what I'm saying, do what we need to do so we can put them on to different places. So I understand that you don't want the media covering you, but I mean, would it be ever a chance that you would actually go on, I guess, like the news or a public format? And
I'm saying that we don't. For once, I'm going to show you how this has got to be done. We start out right now. We don't need the media. We don't. We got us. We're going to do it ourselves. We're going to hit the streets like we've been doing. Hit out there, get these signatures, these numbers, get all the what we have to do, and talk to the people like I've been doing for the last 13 years. Listen, I didn't come up with a plan for Baltimore myself. All of us came up with it. When you come on the 19th, you'll see this whole plan we've all been talking about. That's how we came by. So we're going out there and get us involved. I don't need no big gigantic signs and all that. I'm not going to pay someone to vote for mayor. It is time to help each other out. You got to help me get there. And watch this. When we get involved, it all works. I don't have to go looking for you. You already there with me. You see the difference between the two? We're going to be in this campaign together. We're going to do this from the inside out. No more joking. No more playing games. No more waiting for 4 years of people making promises not there, because every day people are being killed right here in the streets. Like right now, someone being raped, someone being molested, or words we can't use, someone ODing, someone's being chased by a bullet shot. It's all these things are happening right now. So every single day that things are not going right, they are going wrong. Enough is enough. But together we can get through this. I'm only one man. I can't do this by myself. But together we can get it done. So remember, it's our time and it's our turn.
And I know y'all still out there. Look, man, it's a live show, so we do this faithfully. You know what I'm saying? And we'll have certain mistakes and certain encounters. You know, like with the camera issue.
Let me ask you a few.
Pay that no mind. Pay that no. Oh, go ahead.
Let me ask you something. What do you want to see different in this city of Baltimore? You're at that age that we are all talking. What do you want to see different?
Well, you know, I get into it, man. And this is,
and you have young kids, children in the city that go to the school in the city. You are a prime example of things wanting to be changed.
I am.
Because your children are the teenagers that's coming up. Get what I'm saying? And you're the difference that Baltimore needs to make. What do you want to see different in Baltimore?
I want to see more comments like Tel's Vision. She says, Wayne for mayor, we need new milk, not spoiled milk. Got them out of office and get Uncle Wayne in.
Yep. Hey, I like that.
Get him out of office and get Uncle Wayne in. That's what we need to do.
I like that. We appreciate that. Get him out of
there. Yep. So I definitely would like to see more like, shares, and comments on the stream. But also what I would like to see on a more serious note is I would like to see the city actually do what is productive for the youth, because the youth is up and coming. And we were talking about the youth. However, the youth have been suffering from guidance and direction. Like right now, we have too many people trying to be social media influencers. We have not enough people trying to be doctors, lawyers, and doing essential things in life, CDL drivers and stuff like that. People wonder why the economy is going up and stuff like that. That's because there's not enough CDL drivers and stuff like that. People that actually do the essential work. It's not enough plumbers and not enough electricians. Our younger people have lost that aspiration, and they're looking for something else, not knowing that this basic infrastructure needs to be built. So it needs to be a fine balance between the people that are productive within the infrastructure and people that are productive within the futuristic growth of the community in the city. And so the only way to actually do that is to be actually involved. I think that a lot of the government officials are not involved with the community. They're not down to earth. True. I think that they are far removed from what it's like to be dependent on food stamps and things like that everyday citizens go through. And they don't know the struggles. So when we start to understand those key things, then we can start to implement things like policing. We can understand how to police our community, because we know that this community is underprivileged and unafforded. And that's what I was saying about next, the policemen. The policemen need to protect these young men's record, especially young black men, like especially the black police officers. You know that young black men are incarcerated at a significantly higher rate than the rest of the country. So why would you not try to protect the record, you know what I'm saying, of these people? I'm not talking about murderers. I'm not talking about the ones doing heinous crimes. I'm talking about the ones that can be saved, and they know. They've been in policing for a long time, and if they don't know and they don't know how to police, they need to be outside the community. I think that also Baltimore needs to be a city that actually reads. A lot of the stuff that actually goes on within our community is well documented in black and white, but yet and still we refuse to read. And have we be reading more, we'll be able to understand more what's going on around us. So Baltimore needs to implement things that make people think and make people read, so that way you follow instructions. I see the way that these young kids play games and all that stuff, and they don't play them right up until they learn how to read and follow those directions. We can do something similar to that with our youth and our young adults. Like, look, we get them on a hunt, on a chase, you know what I'm saying, and we make them think and follow directions. I forget what kind of show it was, like Survival or something. They'll travel all these places, open up this mail, and they had to follow directions, read and follow directions. I think something as simple as that will have a lot of, at least Baltimoreans, as far as the city, us giving an advantage in reading, because Baltimore is a city that's going backwards in reading. Maryland and the schools are failing us. It's only but certain schools now, and it's getting worse. The gap is getting larger. And they only closing down more schools. They're not really opening any up. So we see where the government is. We see where the heart is. My main thing is the youth. I wish we would spend more time making sure that they have recreational places, making sure they have spaces that are safe to go out and play. A lot of these kids, especially in the city, can't even go outside their own household and go play and run around outside. That's not even how it works. We need something to facilitate the growth of the youth, because us adults, we should know right or wrong by now. It's those kids that don't know, and they gotta protect our future. What are we doing for the kids? I think our kids should know about gun safety. As much guns is out here around, the whole stigma about kids not using guns, I think our kids should know about gun safety. I will reiterate that. I think our kids should know about gun safety. I think our kids should know about gun etiquette, weaponry, how to use weapons and stuff like that, when to use weapons, what weapons are used for. I think they need to learn self-defense. I think that these kids need to be educated on the things that matter, that help us survive, and not the theories of the damn government and the scientists on all this experiments that they're doing.
Interesting. Very good, sir. You need applause.
Applause. We get applause for that. I appreciate you, Uncle Wayne. We get applause for that, man.
I
appreciate you.
I want y'all to remember what he was saying. So on the 19th, when you hear the plan for Baltimore that we have, it will blow your mind. Everything he said is all in the whole plan. You know, dealing with Baltimore from the inside out, those are a lot of things, because our youth are the ones we need to pay the most attention to. We really do. But once again, like I say, you have to listen to them. And now, but the only difference that I have with you is that reading is a skill. It is not mandatory.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, society made it mandatory. The basics, teach them the basics. This is how I feel. Teach them the basics and move on. It is so many other things that they need to work on. Now watch this. There's some great readers and writers for a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
They utilize that. So we need more storytellers. We need to teach more people who good at reading and writing to be able to be teachers. That's how we used to get our language, because they need to be better teachers. We need to be teaching them something better so they can teach others, because all they're doing is duplicating. They reading this, answering this, and duplicating. They don't have their own theory, their own mindset. That's right. Where I have an issue at.
My only thing is that the way that the world and economy is going now, you know, is that everything is on a phone and on a computer. So at some point, you're going to have to be able to be literate, and not just literate in reading, but also computer literate. You got a lot of people that people don't talk about that are computer illiterate. Computer illiteracy.
I am one.
We don't talk about that. You know what I'm saying?
I am absolutely one.
All right, and a lot
Dumb
of
as
older
a box of rocks
a
when
lot
it
of the
comes
older
to it.
generation didn't grow up with that. So the computer literacy rate, but a lot of our lives are dependent on the internet, and it's on the internet,
And it's a skill.
and that's the way that life has seemed. And if you're not aware, I think that if you're not aware of these traps, then you are susceptible to them. And the only way to be aware of them is to be able to at least read and recognize what you're read and comprehend, you know what I'm saying? Or and stuff like that to facilitate the process of at least knowing, because knowing is half the battle. Then you have what you call wisdom after that, which wisdom is the application of knowledge. But before then, we have to have the education. Our children, our people need to be educated. Even in the Bible, it says that my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. So the less you know, the more susceptible you are to destruction.
Right.
That would be my thing.
But I can agree with that. But just like in the Bible, what God had, they were storytellers. God gives different people the skills. Some people are extremely good at reading, right? Because they are storytellers, they can tell. Other ones have other skills to see. In order that everybody need all the skills to put a village together.
Mhm.
If everyone, the skills were just reading and writing, we will be in trouble.
Mhm.
If that's what the skills were, everybody learned to read and write. They were excellent reading and writing. Their SATs or whatever it is scores were through the roof, but they couldn't do anything else. They couldn't really put simple things together. See, that's when I said it's up and above. We got to teach. Those children are so unique. Their brain is just unbelievable. We got to put a lot of things in it. They need challenges. They really do. Reading and writing has to be one of them, but it's so many other skills and talents.
Mhm.
These kids go to school spending time, all that time in school, and can't deal with life issues.
Mhm.
For example, that first credit card.
Right.
They need to be learning that.
Right.
That should be the first one of the things they learn.
Right.
That's part of life. So when they're talking to their parents, they'll know about the credit cards because a lot of the children need to save their parents.
Right.
They need to learn about all those interest rate, getting this, and that, so they can say, Mom and Dad, why are you using that credit card? Use that one. That interest rate on there. See, that will blow their mind. That's uniqueness. Teach them something of value. What we're doing is teaching the same thing repeatedly, same thing.
I actually agree with you on a lot of levels. And that's where we mess up as a people, is that we don't teach people based on their level of talent. We don't assess people's talent and work on people's talent.
Right.
And I believe that is a major thing.
Yes.
That's also in the Bible too. People have talents and have hid them from the world. Other people had talents and they developed more talent.
Right. Those who
you know
wasted.
what I'm saying? So it absolutely makes sense. And that's something that often goes unrecognized. I hope people don't let that go over top of people's heads. Like everybody's not designed to read, write, and do math. I mean, some people that's good at reading that's horrible at math, and some people that's horrible at math and good at reading, and some people that's horrible at both, but they good at freaking history and language arts. I mean, it's just a lot of talents. And you can't just group all people in the box based on their academia structure.
There you go.
And that's a fact. That's a fact. If we group them together based on the academia structure, we don't know what kind of talents people have. Some people don't know a lick of English or any language, don't know how to read or write, but they can sew the best fabric that you've never wore in your life. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to waste that opportunity. You don't want to waste that gift. And some people that have mental illnesses and stuff like that, where they only excel in one area and all the rest of the areas they fail in. You understand what I'm saying?
And
so
all
like
people learn differently. We
have to embrace that. And of course, I mean, it's no one size fits all. I mean,
right. And that's what we gotta see. Listen, this is why I have an issue. We today, that's why I say you all have had to change that. Y'all got to break that cycle. Y'all got to stop following all the rules and regulations that were set for you all. If it's not set by God. See, these man rules and regulations, they were all thought of for a reason. Either to move other ones up and move others down. God rules is fair and square to all. Do what's right, and you're going to get the best. Do what's wrong, and you know what's coming. That's just the rules. It's just man change it all. That's why our children are failing. They're saying you got to so mixed up that you judge us on how well we test and scores. You set children up for college already. So as a kid can read and write better than others, you'll move them up, and one who doesn't read, write, and write, you will knock them down. You're destroying who they are because you really haven't got to know them, because all you judging them on how well they read and write. It's so dumb. Get to know your children. That's it. Stop worrying about what somebody else say on a piece of paper. You spend time with your children. You know who they are. You tell them who they are, and that's how they get to the next level. You leave it up to someone else, you destroy them.
We running out of time, but we're going to talk about the school system and things like that as well, too.
One of the places I'm targeting. I'm glad we brought that up.
But, man, look, let's shout out our guests, man. House of Guests, man. Trev.
Yes, House of Guests.
Sure y'all... We appreciate everybody, man. Look, if you're a Baltimore City resident and you got a voter's card, make sure y'all vote for Uncle Wayne, man.
That's another thing we want to talk about. Right, we're going to talk about that. Now we're going to have a reason to vote, y'all.
We got a reason to vote. Also, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Make sure you like, share, subscribe with this channel, man. We growing. We doing a lot of things. We didn't reach our goal last month, but guess what we're going to do for y'all, because y'all don't want to do stuff. We about to have giveaways. So y'all better make sure y'all like and share and subscribe. But definitely make sure you subscribe, because the giveaways is only for the subscribers. Man, it is BMore4Real. It's been too real, man. It hasn't been long enough. But
I'm Uncle Wayne. Running for mayor.
I'm OMG. Vote for Uncle Wayne, man. This is BMore4Real. Let's go, man.